Give you a sec.
I'm
Be
not
quiet.
even sure you are able to be quiet for a second. You see, I have created a monster, guys. I was so sure that the TLO. I just saw TLO on my screen. Jack, you have a new name. I'll be calling you TLO now.
Okay with that. I'll take it as a compliment.
Yeah, I just thought,
Very, very good
I
compliment
need a
indeed.
nice, quiet co-caster who would just nod a lot and agree with what I say so I don't look stupid. And in the process, we have created the Jack Attack, who is now, he has his own will.
Yeah, well, I totally agree with that. I definitely have my own will.
I thought I can tame you, but no, that did not happen. So anyway,
totally.
let's introduce the players, guys. Here we have, spawning the bottom right corner, he is Liquid TLO as a blue Zerg.
And spawning as the purple Terran in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, we have ESC. GoOdy.
Yay! Cheers!
Hooray!
And someone on the audience, just some nice chick, pulled up to her shirt to show boobs, and this is where TLO made his first mistake.
All right, so
Did you see that that very old clip where there was a very professional Formula 1 race and someone on the stands just showed boobs and like 5 Formula 1 players just crashed into the stands?
Are you making a joke, or is that
No,
actually happened?
That actually, I'm not even sorry, I'm not sure was it Formula 1 or some NASCAR race, but there was
Right.
there was a stadium.
race.
There were that was most definitely a race on the highest level,
Wow.
and some chick just showed her boobs, and I wonder, would that work on StarCraft 2 players?
I mean, it's worth a try. I'll do it the next LAN.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
I mean, if the two of us would show our boobs,
I mean, we both have wonderful boobs.
I'm
the
not
two of
so
us,
sure about that. However, it would be still shocking. The audience numbers are
Definitely
just
would be
dropping like
shocking.
crazy. Yeah, it would definitely
Shocking would
be
be a word
shocking.
for it. That would certainly be a word for it.
And there would be one geek on the stadium just wondering, what is that?
Wait, what? Oh my god!
Are they? No! And he'll call his mom and, Mom, I just saw boobs! Get back home right now! You're grounded!
Yeah, that wouldn't help. That wouldn't help esports. That'd be against the mission statement of what we're trying to do here. So we wouldn't.
Yeah.
We can't do it. Actually, it's against our mission.
Alright guys,
Great.
by the way, if you like the stream and someone on the chat expressed exactly that opinion, you can just go and tell your friends that not only we have an awesome stream, but after every stream we do, we give away a free Heart of the Swarm copy to one lucky viewer. So help us grow esports, help us make this a bigger and better community, and for God's sake, just tell about us to more people. Like you said, we need more attention.
Absolutely, we love attention. Attention is the greatest thing in the world because the more attention we get, the more people will start playing, watching, and enjoying StarCraft 2, which is the greatest thing in the history of the planet.
And we see right now GoOdy going for this very old style. I mean, he can still turn it around and just go Widow Mines, but it seems he'll be going Expand, so this is the variation of the Hellion Expand, that you build the command center first. After this, he will just go for a factory and try to maintain some control over the map with his Hellions, although...
Reaper gets a kill, pretty nice micro. He's looking for another one, but TLO's keeping it alive by turning into an extractor.
And GoOdy's micro with Reapers is just absolutely phenomenal recently.
Yeah, he's playing very well with
By
that.
the way, do you see what's happening? A triple command center built with only one Rax, and TLO scouts it, but TLO only saw one of the command centers, so he doesn't know this is in fact a triple command center build, and he may not react as well as he should have. And what will happen now? This is so amazing.
Yep, comes in with the Overlord. He sees one command center. He says, "Oh, okay, I'm good. I can leave. I know what's going on." But you don't know what's going on,
No,
do
you
you?
never know.
Do you? No. He doesn't know what's going on. Or does he? Is he
Well-
so good that he just saw the second command center, he knew the timing, and he would say, "Oh yes, you're going 3 command center on 1 Rex." He's TLO. It could happen.
That
Probably true.
can most definitely happen. However, However, GoOdy has become such an unpredictable player recently, and he will still go for the factory, so we will probably see, instead of Hellions, Widow Mines. This is a nice new option that has been introduced in Heart of the Swarm. Widow Mines, very cool when defending, and you can just put them up front of your ramp, and you're pretty much safe against everyone except life.
Pretty much. 3 gas already down here. And we still have droning up. No big tech. Here comes the tech, and it might be a Roach Warren. It is a Roach Warren. So we might see a little bit of Roach Warren pressure here on 2 bases, or maybe take the third and do some Roach Warren pressure. Either way,
I think
a lot of creep spread coming down.
Yeah, by the amount of gas he's gathering, I just imagine that he won't go for a very quick third. I'm quite sure he will go for a third after all, or you know, during the attack. But no, oh, we have a Baneling Nest.
Baneling Nest as well. Yep, a lot of gas.
And GoOdy opting in for siege tanks after all, so he has a nice mixture of Marines. They're making their way across the map. However, those Marines would not be so confident in themselves if they knew that on the other side there awaits a huge force of Banelings, soon to be morphed, from Zerglings as well as Roaches.
Yep, they just think they're all that because they got their bayonets. They're like, oh, we'll be better against Zerglings because we have bayonets. No, you will not. No, it doesn't actually make you better against Zerglings at all. It's just for show. It's actually plastic at the end of the rifle. It doesn't really do anything.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Let me try on George. Ah! Why did you kill me? Oh my god, I thought it's plastic. Yeah.
Oh, he sees him moving up on the creep. He's going for it. The speed finishes just in time. He gets nice around here. But that's a lot of Marines.
Ooh.
The losses are going to be... Oh no, the Roaches come in. This is going to be the cleanup crew. And here we have... No, he's just making a flood of his own. He's of drones. A little bit of an attack here, but he's not following up with unit production just yet. So this looks like it's just going to be a little bit of a pressure while he gets his third up.
Well, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but if he went for just 2 base all-in right now, I believe he could win the game straight up. There are siege tanks, yes, but this front wall is so vulnerable, he could just go away from siege tanks, sneak in right into the worker line. And by the way, GoOdy placing the supply depots in a way that will force whatever Zerg has to throw at him into this space where the siege tank has an ability to fire upon. And
that's really nice.
By the way, the Banshee is just doing some nice, sweet damage.
Yep, putting a timer on TLO. He said, well, you're going to attack me now or you're going to go home. You can't just sit there and wait and try to make it happen. So really nice zoning out by the...
Oh, and there's a queen.
Banshee there.
There's a queen. And long live the queen. Yeah, will it though? I'm not sure who saves this queen, but...
not another queen.
Away.
There's no transfuses around.
Oh, and the Banshee! Did you see that?
Gets out. Oh, the queen's moving in.
Oh, queen!
Oh, no, the
move.
queen stops.
Just budge!
Go,
just budge! Go and sneeze
queen,
in that
so
direction!
close.
Yes! Shoot! Spit!
No!
What did you do?
Oh man, GoOdy drops the Banshee and then TLO drops the queen directly afterwards. Look at that creep spread, holy crap. Wow. Seriously, have you seen this much creep spread at this point in time? I mean, Scarlet probably, but I mean, wow.
Yes,
this is quite a bit of creep spread.
We are at 11-minute mark and already half the map is covered in creep. That is actually amazing. Now, GoOdy going with another Banshee, and that queen will just take down the Banshee to 5 health points and leave it alone, because that's what this queen does to other Banshees. No, the queen goes down, and that's a critical mistake of leaving this Banshee alone. And the Roaches have to pull back, and the creep tumors are just spawning more creep tumors. And like TLO said, you just need to keep doing that.
Yep, couple of Banshees here doing lots of damage to this non-shooting up in the air composition. Roaches just can't spit that high. Oh, it finally goes down the 5 hit point. Banshee, and then...
and she had a sister! She had a twin sister. Now we have another Banshee with even more... even more experience, more kills, and the siege tanks do some nice damage, although the Zergling here standing at a crucial spot that does not allow this command center to land. And TLO just teasing his opponent really, because GoOdy has a bigger force right now, at least a more stable force with the support of siege tanks. Now if we take a look at the army supply, we see that TLO has twice the army size, but he's focusing on claiming the land in the name of Her Majesty the Queen. of blades perhaps. Anyway, the half of the map is already his, and he's going for even more creep tumors. This is looking like, well, he is in a boss mode, let's be frank about that.
Absolutely, he's got all these bases, and it's gonna be, you know, it's creep everywhere, bases everywhere, just classic Zerg swarm style type play.
And GoOdy scouting with some racks, is checking what's happening here. Not too much, my friend, not too much. And oh, by the way, I love this bust by TLO. I did not notice this the last game. However, he went for Hive on his natural. The way that the Zergs play, they always go for the Hive at their main base, and this actually costs them the Hive in a lot of cases, because where does the Terran drop? Where does anyone drop? Of course in the main. Who would drop in the natural if you have 5 bases? You go either for the main or for some very far and distant one. And right now, you know, with having Hive on the natural, it's easy. And he's switching for Greater Spire. Will we see our good friends Broodlords this game?
We definitely might, considering that if the Greater Spire is up, the only advantage of having the Greater Spire is creating Broodlords. So I'm going to have to agree with you on this one. We do have the stop, slow down, go roaches. We have the traffic like roaches trio over here cleaning up the situation.
No, but there may not be enough Broodlords. The Broodlord count right now is only 2. Not too much. Some
only
Corruptors.
2.
Yes, some Corruptors making their way. Let me try that Broodlord once. And now we have a ton of Zerglings being morphed, but will that
nice
be enough?
Run by over
and
here,
oh
though.
my god, that run by will take down. No, it won't. TLO seems to have this nice tradition of leaving the units barely alive. But TLO with some very...
A lot of workers killed there. That base got cleaned out. But there's a big push on the map from GoOdy right now, and it looks like he's turning it around to defend this. So TLO has bought himself some time to be able to deal with this. And he's actually going to escape with some of the Zerglings and the roaches.
And by the way, the Zerglings are just making a ton of damage, and not only he got himself some additional time to transition into the Broodlords that he needs, but then he also did some nice damage, and we have a total of 17 workers killed by TLO this game. This is looking amazing.
Yep, and that push was really scary push, and just with that one little counterattack, he pulled GoOdy back into his base and avoided almost certain destruction. Probably not certain destruction, but I felt like the exaggeration was necessary.
By the way, guys, since we are having a bit of a standstill here, this is a best of 5 series. This is a part of a King of the Hill series that we run for Kaspersky Arena, and each series has a bigger prize pool than the previous one. So the first series started with a nice 100 euros. Now we have 200 euros, and oh my god, did you see that fungal? Oh my god, landing on the whole freaking army. Landing a fungal like that is not easy nowadays, because fungal is a slow moving particle right now. And anyway, oh wow, TLO, nice kiting micro with the Broodlords. He knows exactly the time of spawning of those little broodlings, and another fungal to slow down the Terran's army.
Not gonna be able to escape from that.
They dropped.
Just barely got out of range before those went off. That was very close.
So close.
Nice transfuses. Look at that.
Yes, that's
keeping those Broodlords alive.
It's
I don't know
being
how
targeted.
many times he's almost died.
Well, he's being targeted constantly by the Vikings, but he has been healed so many times. And you know, this whole march throughout the whole map just wore down GoOdy's army so much. Now the Taurs are switching to the explosive payload, I believe, and they should be easier to be dealt with right now, instead of easier to take care of TLO's Broodlords. But anyway.
No, it just wasn't enough. There was way too many Broodlords and Corruptors there to deal with. And like you said, just excellent kiting from TLO all the way back to his base from the middle of the map. Just wore him down. And by the time he made it to the base, TLO just turned on him and took him out.
And what do we have? We have even more Infestors and Broodlords. This is looking like a Wings of Liberty game, except it is not, guys. This is Heart of the Swarm, and GoOdy had a ton of Hellbats, and he's fully intending to reproduce them again.
Yeah, and we've got just complete mech action, tank, Hellbat, Viking. And I mean, in theory, it should work out pretty well against this unit composition, but TLO is just dominating right now.
Yeah, and you know, probably one of the aspects that did not work too well was switching torch into this explosive payload during the engagement. It takes 4 seconds, just as any other switch mode in Hardware Swarm, and they were not firing during that time. They were not doing the critical DPS, and all the Corruptors are up front trying to soak up damage from the Vikings. They want to score some hits, but it will not be possible with GoOdy microing the Vikings so well. Oh, and the Broodlords stay alive, but I think TLO has to slowly retreat, or is this just another trap?
Well, he's targeting down those Broodlords really well. Once in a while, though, he moves some shots over the Corruptors and misses with the Broodlords, but those Hellbats just do really well against the Broodling. Really, only that initial hit of damage is hurting those Hellbats because of the amount of damage that they do deal to the light units.
Yep. And Infestors are on the field, and we have a nasty little Hellbat that's trying to take down the Infestors, but TLO seems to be advancing now, and GoOdy camping out. Again, not switching to high impact payload for his force may cost him the game, or at least one more engagement, because what this switch does is, instead of doing splash damage, that's awesome against things like Mutas, you're doing a ton of damage against a single target, and that is actually the best way of dealing with Broodlords.
Yep, very, very nice to have the both versions available to you, so you can choose it.
Yeah.
You
So
choose
let's
exactly
sum up
what's right
where
for the situation.
Yeah, let's sum up where we are with this game. TLO right now is on 6 bases, if I'm not mistaken, and well, he just switched to Broodlord Viper, so he's preparing himself to deal with that mech heavy army, and he'll be targeting those fours, because fours are they do tons of damage, they have a lot of health, but then if you manage to pull one with your Viper, that is so awesome. This is the one less unit that you need to worry about later on.
Yep, and he's actually bringing with him a lot of SCVs on not on auto repair, just SCVs. And he's going to be manually repairing them.
Yeah, why not?
Which is really cool.
Alright, and they are already in the high impact payload mode, and they are moving out. We already have a ton of scans being dropped to make sure that creep tumors get destroyed. If you're moving, you don't want to be fighting on creep as a general rule of thumb. And the GoOdy trying, well, he will go for the easy target, which is here, this expansion. However, TLO is fully intended on dealing with this army. Vikings. Oh my god, he farts all over the place, and he also puts down some fungal, and now all of these guys are not able to shoot so effectively as they would normally be able to. There are so many Corruptors. However, it seems that GoOdy's army was able to endure that easy peasy, no problem at all.
Yep, all those Corruptors wasted. There's nothing for them to do. There's nothing for them to hit anymore. So it's just this one Broodlord here, an Ultralist. I don't know how it's gonna work out. We have a lot of repair going on. It's really helpful.
Not looking good. Not looking good at all.
This is a huge push from GoOdy, and TLO is just floundering in this. He's got a bunch of ultlifts on the way. But he doesn't have his 3/3 upgrades yet. He doesn't have his 3 upgrades for the sky either.
Yeah, so it seems GoOdy just won the race, and TLO has a majority of Corruptors, and this is where we see that his army composition was kind of flawed. He went for too many Corruptors, and with that he cannot counter what he has on the ground. And as you can see, the Corruptors are here and they are not even able to participate in the engagement. That's not too good. And GoOdy probably will be able to take this game and claim the victory, claim the first point, easy peasy. Just plant the flag here, say that this is the new property of Germany from where GoOdy is from, and that's that's going to be cool.
Yep, Germany beats Germany.
Yeah. Alright, so it just seems that TLO is trying to figure something out, but I'm not sure what can he do about it.
His upgrades are all about to finish right now. He's making a lot of Ultralists. He's going to try to do maybe one more big engagement.
Oh, but
in this
not...
choke point,
no!
I don't think it's such a great idea, though. The blinding clouds are really effective. He's forced to go back through a bunch of blinding clouds, and he's dealing a lot of damage here.
And he may actually get a surround. He is surrounding Goody's army, and can TLO win this engagement? Oh, well, the health of those ultras is dropping so fast. TLO losing all, but Goody did not have enough force, and after all, TLO claimed this. My god, I do not believe what my eyes show me right now.
But so much damage done by Goody in that attack, despite the fact that TLO did defend and did defend well. He's still got an uphill battle ahead of him to try to come out of this victorious.
Alright, and well, we need to remember still that TLO is on, that Goody is on so many bases, and right now just TLO dealing with the remains of Goody's forces, the marauders that were all on the map spread, trying to deal minimal points of damage, trying to cancel an expansion here and there. And TLO is rebuilding his economy. He has a nice force of ultras. However, we need to be mindful of the fact, we need to be mindful of the force to start with, but we need to be mindful of the fact that those ultras don't have too many hit points, and they will go down possibly even before they reach their target.
Yep, we got the follow-up push coming out of Goody right now. He's going for that I don't know what you would call it at this point, 6th base? Whatever base order it was taken in, and I mean, what do we got for units here? It's not a whole lot.
And Goody with the small Widow Mine force, we already saw his nice micro, so guys, buckle up, because this is going to be a wild ride. Goody, he misclicked.
He's making the final push here. He's got a really nice blinding clouds.
And the Widow Mines go off, and boom! Straight into the Corruptors, and TLO has to GG out of this game because there is no space left to claim. Goody just wrapped it all up. And that's it.
Really well played there. Despite the excellent defense from TLO at the end, Goody seals it off for the victory number uno.
Victory number uno. So let me just update the score, and Goody Goody is not the player that you know from Wings of Liberty. In Wings of Liberty, he was this meching guy that always played chess with you, and now he's a completely different type of a player. He has so many tricks up his sleeve that it would amaze anyone. And Goody, in my personal opinion, alongside with Whitera and TLO, one of the most creative players out there. Goody is maybe not as creative with his unit mixes and strategies, but he has a ton of build orders practiced, and he is very creative with the positioning and usage of the new Heart of the Swarm units. So anyway, I hope you're enjoying this, guys. This is a Kaspersky sponsored show match, King of the Hill series, and every next series has a bigger prize pool. So right now we're at the level of 200 euros. The winner of this claims 200 euros. The winner of the series after that will claim 300 euros. And my dear Jack, how big the prize pool will be for the last series?
3 euros.
Not exactly, 400 euros.
Oh,
you stole my thunder again.
I almost got it. Oh man.
So anyway,
figure out how that goes.
I hope you like it. After the stream, we'll be giving away a Heart of the Swarm copy, just to increase your enjoyment of the community we're building. So anyway, we'll be back in 3 minutes. Okay, and the next map is loading, guys. Here we are on Kespa Neot Planet S, or should I say, oh, this is not the Kespa Neo Planet S, this is Neo Planet S, that's for sure, but it's the ladder edition. So, by the way, do you know, guys, what is the difference between the ladder edition and the Kespa edition?
I don't know. Please tell.
Yeah, if you know, please tell. Just share your wisdom with us, because we are just a pair of two dumb casters.
Man, we are not doing good. We are 0 for 2. We didn't know the difference between Newkirk Precinct and Newkirk District. We don't know the difference between the ladder and the... I mean, I'm gonna guess there's some sort of expansion somewhere that's 6 minerals and 1 gas instead of 8 minerals and 2 gas.
Probably so.
And the ladder edition changed it that way. That's exactly what happened with Daybreak, so that's my guess. So you can go ahead and tweet at us, at the Jack Attack and at Yegwin, and let us know what the difference is between the two Neoplanet S's.
Yeah, we would love to know. We would love to become smarter people. We have the exchange of pleasantries at the 1.25 minute mark. That's always good to remember, to be a gentleman. And GoOdy most definitely is a gentleman. He's a very likable guy. He's nice and handsome. He's also smart and he likes to talk with people. GoOdy, on the other hand, is also nice and smart. So I probably shouldn't even use the term on the other hand. GoOdy is more of a... He's a very logical player. So when you talk with GoOdy, he approaches the game from a very intellectual standpoint, and he wants to think, okay, so what's the best positioning right now? What are the strategies that work? What are the ones that don't work? And some of the players just instead of doing that, instead of trying to think everything through, they just focus on the perfection of their mechanics, and they rely on others to figure out what the metagame is.
Yep, absolutely, well said. We have the Hatch first coming down from TLO. Feels like he's pretty safe. He's not going to get any early aggression out of GoOdy. There will be a Reaper coming in, so that Reaper will be able to get in there before any Zerglings or Queens are out, and we'll be able to deal a little bit of damage.
And TLO, still no gas. I'm not sure why someone pinged here, but we have just been trolled, my friend.
Well, tra-la-la-la-la-la-la, etc. It happens, you know. The trolls happen. They're real.
Yes,
people might think, oh yes, this is a cast, no trolls. Wrong. There are trolls everywhere.
Exactly.
Especially under bridges. That is where the most trolls are. So
yes.
Whenever you're going under a bridge, be careful,
yeah,
because there could be trolls.
So where are we? There is one Reaper making its way across the map, trying to scout Reapers nowadays. Yeah, they are much more awesome in most of the ways, but the problem is that they had a very cool gun that has been replaced with a pea shooter, and that pea shooter doesn't do probably not enough damage to do anything. However, GoOdy will be showing us a very nice style. I know exactly what he's doing. He will go with either 4 or 6 Reapers, that is something we already saw, and he will try to snipe off a Queen, because 4 or 6 Reapers are able to snipe off a Queen easy peasy. Also with GoOdy's micro with the Reapers, it's just amazing how he can keep them alive.
Yep, and we've had a good Queen defense ward this off before. We're going to see if TLO can do it this time. GoOdy's got to keep these... he's getting a little bit risky here. He's really got to keep these 2 Reapers alive. He wants to make this follow-up work.
Wow.
The 2 Reapers joining on the way, just barely getting out of there and healing up again.
Yeah, well, they have med packs right now, so they will just heal up. They will just buy their energy drink. Probably somewhere here is the energy drink disposal. So anyway, GoOdy with 4 Reapers right now. He will be a nice danger to his enemy TLO, and trying to get rid of the Zerglings. This will force TLO into spending lava on Zerglings to defend this. 10 Zerglings are on the way. The speed is not even half finished, so GoOdy will be able to do a ton of damage.
Yep, no creep connecting the main and the natural, so it's going to slow down the Queens being able to jump back and forth between the high ground. Almost takes out that Queen there, and the damage is being dealt, though. So far, 150 resources worth and nothing lost from GoOdy. Gets his 3rd command center on the way now.
Yeah. So
and he's going to go home. So nice little startup from GoOdy here. Grabs a little bit of an advantage. Almost takes out a Queen.
So even though GoOdy didn't do any major damage, you know, in a very explicit way, he still forced TLO into making Zerglings instead of drones. However, the problem with that is you need to be careful. Once you force the Zerg to making Zerglings, he can just say, okay, if you do that, let me just overreact a bit, and then they go with a ton of Zerglings that are just in front of the GoOdy's main right now, and they will be knocking at the door quite soon. Now the Reapers are not so smart and fancy right now, are they?
We got a Bailey Nest on the way, and this might be a bust. Not 100% sure if it will be, but it's definitely possible. When you're forced into this many lings, you're usually going to try and make make them useful in some sort of way rather than sitting around in your base with them.
I am quite sure this will be a Baneling bust. TLO is just waiting for the Baneling Nest to finish. It is already done. He checks what is the army composition to make sure he wants to go for Banelings. He has to find himself a nice spot away from where he would be noticed, and 7 Banelings right away. 8 additional Zerglings being produced. I think TLO will try to seal the deal now.
Yeah, so we do have a big Baneling attack coming up, but keep in mind he is expanding behind this. He's not all in by any means. It's just going to be a very strong push up in the front against all of these light units. And goodness, one of the Banelings gets knocked out. Oh, that's pretty clumped up stuff. Those are pretty good Baneling hits here, and he's gonna go in for the SCVs.
And the SCVs are heavily damaged, and are there enough Zerglings to deal with the SCVs? I think they should go straight for the mineral line, go on hold, exactly what you need to do in such a situation. So many workers destroyed, piling up to 10 kills right now, and GoOdy will even lose a siege tank if it's not repaired. Will it get repaired though? Yes, it is. Oof.
Very close. Really nice attack from TLO. And it's going to put him a little bit more into the advantage. He's making lots of drones behind it and making a transfer to his third. So he's very safe right now for the time being, and he's going to be transitioning a bit into the roaches. +1 melee attack, +1 missile attacks rather, on the way as well.
And we have GoOdy just securing his position. So let's check the worker count. 53 drones against 40 SCVs. That's a significant advantage right there. And normally the Zerg is kind of always slightly ahead. However, we need to remember that TLO got all of those drones while he was aggressive. This is what makes it so impressive.
Yep, and going for a drop now, so we'll be loading that up. I don't believe it has been scouted. No, it has not. TLO has Overlords in good position though, and they are going to scout this coming through if he watches on his minimap carefully.
Oh, and the Overlord is just in the right place, and it seems this one had missed it. However, this one is exactly in the path of the medevac, and it's going to see it, and TLO will have a nice chance of noticing it. Yes, he notices. He even selects the Overlord, and that will be the first victim of this attack. However, I'm not really sure that there will be any more.
No, TLO very aware of the attack, and he's spreading creep absolutely everywhere. In the meantime, he knows the attack could come in, but he's totally ready for it.
Yeah. We need to ask TLO what is his secret with spreading the creep. I mean, so many players have been complaining on the delay on the creep too much, but then when you watch games of TLO or some games in GSL, you just highly doubt that there was any nerf at all.
Yep. And I mean, now we're just sort of looking at a lot of roaches coming out, roaches being queued up, pathogen glands as well. So we're gonna see some infestor play, and
oh, and this one Viking doing some nice job with taking down the Overlords. He got 1-0 damage too, but the Queen is here, and the Queen is always to the rescue. Now we have another drop by GoOdy here in the bottom right corner, and this hatchery will go down. Oh my god, it didn't even get cancelled.
300 minerals down for TLO. It's going to hurt the team, absolutely. ESC GoOdy is still a little bit behind though. I mean, if we look at the main, we only have 6 mineral patches left, and one of them's almost mined out. The natural's looking fine, but he's gonna have to take this third.
I think that this whole aggression by TLO just threw GoOdy off balance, and we can see that he's floating around 1k unspent minerals. Oh my god, this medevac loading the marines. They were trying to step in, and they said, oh, I'm not really sure I should go in there. but eventually the sexy medic was able to convince them, and she managed to save the day. Now, oh, the creep is here. There are so many creep to merge too, so, you know, he will need to spend at least a couple of scans, and oh, the sexy medic got taken down. I hate that.
Russian units coming out from TLO across the map. We got a lot of
so
roaches
many
here.
of them.
The 1-1 about to finish. Well, the army about to finish, which will give TLO 1-1. GoOdy sieging up and taking his position, and it looks like he's not going to be taking this base anytime soon. And TLO just has this soft contain on him. It's just very difficult to break out of this area. He's even got creep spawning over in the top area, so he won't be able to expand there either for a little while.
All right, so anyway, TLO just making his way here, trying to get a couple of creep tumors. We have an orbital command that cannot land because of the overload, and sorry, the overload will get punished, but still the creep patch remains, and the Zergling will run in and try to burrow. So nasty. Oh no, it did not burrow. It leaves space for his bigger brothers, the roaches, to deal with that.
Yep, he's got his army over here now, so it's going to be difficult to expand. In the meantime, taking a bunch of hellbats to clean out the other area.
All right.
Wherever TLO is, ESC GoOdy is trying to move into the other area.
Yes. And by the way, there are many questions on the chat right now. This is Kaspersky Arena, guys. We are casting a tournament sponsored by the producer of this nice antivirus software. And if you could give a shout out to the sponsors, that would be awesome of you. The sponsors would probably be easy more to convince to do more esport tournaments, more esport events. That's always awesome. So so if you give them a tweet, if you go to their Facebook page and just post, hey, thanks for being so awesome and giving money to the players for esport games, StarCraft 2 in particular, that would be huge, guys. So anyway, this is the second series played between TLO and GoOdy. The loser of the series just goes home without nothing, or with his previous winnings. After that, there will be a next player joining, and every series has a bigger prize pool. We go 100 euros more every single series.
Oh wow, look at that!
Oh my God!
Cloud on 4 of the tanks, 3 of the tanks, excuse me, and I got another one on another one of the tanks. This is a huge move here. Almost all these tanks are neglected in their damage, but the Blind Cloud does end, and they're allowed to. Looks like they'll be able to clean this up. It's really nice, even attacking with some roaches in the top. Well coordinated attack from TLO. And what is here? Oh, a bunch of roaches underneath your expansion. Will you ever take a third GoOdy? No, you won't.
Yeah, and there are some widow. Oh my God! Did you see those 2 roaches just doing a ton of damage with the use of widow mines? Widow mines are a double-edged sword, and you need to be so careful when you're using them. Just some sloppiness can cost you a lot of innocent lives.
Yep, Widow Mines deal splash damage against your friendly units unless it's another Widow Mine. Widow Mines will not deal splash damage against friendly Widow Mines. But other than that, you have to be very careful. That's why defending with Widow Mines your mineral line can be very dangerous, if, you know, Zerg were to run in there, you would also be dealing splash damage with your Widow Mine to all your SCVs.
And by the way, GoOdy just done this upgrade that, oh my God, do you see the upgrade levels of GoOdy? This is the reason why he keeps losing his army. He is on only +1 upgrade for weapons. He did not go for upgrades at all. This is actually huge. By now, TLO is doing free upgrades nearly. So
yep. That's really big, especially in a situation where the third base of GoOdy just got down. I mean, likely the reason why he couldn't get so many upgrades was because he was just trying to get as many units as he could so that he could get this third out. Upgrades are not going to get you your third as quickly as possible. Exactly. They're going to get you an advantage later in the game. So TLO taking full advantage of that, staying on top of his upgrades, and taking every base on the map. We're almost up to every base on the map. He's got 2 more bases to go until he has the rest.
Yeah, this is the one. This is the place where you play the Pokemon game and you realize, oh, I have only 1 missing. And after TLO gets this, he will have them all. And you know, right in the back of his head, he can already hear the voice. You gotta get them all. Although he may just go and try to take this one because he likes a challenge, guys. And here we are, Goody goes in, and so does TLO. However, TLO just retreats back. He doesn't have the army composition to deal with that. Does he go for a surround? No, where is his army? Army supply-wise, Goody is ahead again. And TLO just losing a ton of his units. Is he hoping? Yes, he is. He's just hoping to deal with that single 4, and that will be enough for the Broodlords to destroy everything else. This army composition of TLO is so damn precise.
We've got 3 Vikings on the way, and we have 3 out on the field right now, but I don't know if that's going to be enough to stop all of these Broodlords. A couple of Widow Mines, very helpful in dealing with the Broodlords. Actually, I don't think he knows they're there. The timer's about to go up. He'll hit all these Broodlords in just a second if he stays where he is.
Be careful! Be careful, don't go in there. And it goes... Ooh, such a big hit
there.
Yes, and we have Vikings coming into the fray, targeting the Broodlords, and the Infestors just run away. They don't have any energy. TLO has to retreat right now. Even with sufficient upgrades, he does not have the pure numbers that Goody is able to offer. And in the meanwhile, Goody does this awesome and lovely run by with just siege tanks. Even doesn't bother to siege them.
Yep. And, I mean, going for the 4th base here. He's got a command center in the middle. He's going to be... Wow, I thought he'd be turning that into a planetary, going for an orbital.
And TLO
looks like he's trying to get to the center at some point.
TLO is just teasing right now. He is teasing Goody right now. He lost his base. This is a back in his... This is a pain in his back. But besides that, TLO seems to be more or less fine. With those many bases, you can just handle whatever damage it takes. However, you don't want to sustain damage for too long, because that would cost you too much minerals. And as we see...
here's the big engagement.
And the 4s are here. The 4s are on the front. He needs them to take down the Broodlords. The Corruptors are fighting a losing battle against the Vikings, or are they? It seems the Vikings will be able to clear the Corruptors with the help of a single 4, and the Broodlords come to help. And this is also close, guys. This is getting epic.
Yeah, absolutely. In the meantime, Zergling's over at the soon-to-be planetary fortress up in the middle left-hand corner of the screen. But it looks like, yeah, he's gonna have to back out. He's not gonna be able to take this down before it comes to planetary. The Thor holds over in the central area, and we're gonna have to regroup and try this again. But the issue is the supply. It's 185 to 95. I know that mech is good, but it's going to be really difficult.
And by the way, Goody is saving this planetary fortress. I was just about to say, and he loses one, but no, he managed to send off a nice train of SCVs to fix that. And you know, they just like fixing stuff. They fix it so fast. I've never saw construction workers working so hard.
Alright, so more Broodlords and Corruptors on the way, spraying the creep. He's looking to make a strike at this planetary fortress again. And we do have the Ultralist transition very much underway. The upgrades finishing up, the chitinous plating starting. And basically he's just going to have every single of the most expensive units that Zerg can have. And he's going to send them all in the exact direction of Goody's base.
And go for a coffee and see what happens. That you know. You
attack, move, walk away, and have
just, you know. Oh, someone's at the door. Be right back. No need to pause the game. Oh my god, this Ultralist just got in between all of the SCVs, and he will take them down to make sure they are not able to repair. However, 4s are here, and here are the Vikings. But like you said, Goody is having a problem with his supply, and he GG's because there was too many of the Zerg. Oh my god, this game has been freaking amazing. Guys, what happened, and I think this needs very clear explanation, is even though Goody was able to take down bases of TLO and TLO kept losing bases, he was still ahead. He had bases all around the map. He could trade one base just to deal some damage somewhere else on the map, and then he just took it back, and then he could trade it again to deal some more damage, and thus he just snowballed into the position where he is easily able to roll over Goody.
Yeah, the issue with the attack there, in the very beginning of the game, you had the Banelings and the Zerglings, and you just took out so much of the economy of Goody. It was just, from that point on, just like you said, the snowball was very strong.
Alright guys, so this means we have a tie. We have a tie, and will there be a rubber match? I'm not sure, but
Maybe.
let's see what the next game has in store for us. We'll be back with you after a short commercial break. Możesz mi dorobić Alright chaps, here we are with the next map, and like we said, if you just joined the stream, we are casting Kaspersky Arena. This is a tournament sponsored by Kaspersky Labs, the makers of a very nice antivirus software. You can give them a shout out, let them know that you are grateful for what they do for esports. Now, for tonight, for the whole evening, the total prize pool amounts $1,000. That's quite amazing if you ask me. Not dollars, euros. So it's even better. Not that I, think that Europe is in any way more significant than USA, but just the how you say?
Just the exchange rate.
Exchange rate.
Exchange rate.
Yeah,
yep,
thank
from
you.
Euro to dollars. The euro is stronger than the dollar currently.
Something like that. The next map, as you can see on the screen, is going to be Aquilon Wastes. So, what do you think about this map?
Aquilon Wastes, one of the maps that's been around since the beginning of the Heart of the Swarm beta. The change that we've seen from the beginning of the beta is that the third base where you take down the destructible rocks and the rock tower is taken much less often than the base up at the top on the sides of the map instead of the bottom of the map, because there's this huge area of open space that makes Mutalisk play and any other sort of airplay, drops and things like that very, very strong, whereas the bases on the sides really hug that. We've sort of seen that transition to taking that third. I mean, I think that's one of the interesting things in the development of the maps anyway, is that you have a choice between where you're going to take your third base. You have a choice between where you're going to take your fourth base. It's much more ambiguous, and I really like that. It sort of makes more options for creativity.
But also, don't you think Aquilon Wastes or Aquilon Flats, depending on what version of the map you're playing on, just, well, maybe not enforces you, but is very friendly towards macro play?
I don't know. I think specifically in this map, because of the big open air spaces that aren't featured on a lot of other non-Blizzard maps, this map really promotes air harassment, air play, drops, and things like that. So you can't really just... Well, not you can't. You can do anything. It's StarCraft 2. But it's much more difficult to win using the passive play on this map because of that open area.
And it seems we have been dropped out of the game again. Is that everyone or just me? I think it's everyone.
No, that was me as well.
Yeah.
I'd like to mention
Stand
something
together. Yeah.
in the chat. There was someone who asked how long are the matches, and someone else came in and gave the absolute correct response and said, as long as they need to be.
Exactly, guys. I know some of you are excited about the Heart of the Swarm giveaway after the stream, but you know, it's we don't give away free games just to be the Santa Claus. We want to promote esports, so we would like you to enjoy the stream while it's running. We want you to enjoy the games. I think the games are pretty awesome tonight.
Absolutely. I mean,
Did you see that on the chat? Your mama's
that.
so fat when she wakes up, she says, "Battle cruiser operational." that's so
StarCraft
sick.
jokes.
Yeah. Nice one, Mamba. Nice one. I'm not sure my mother would approve of that, but
I don't know. It was kind of rude. Insulting our mothers
so
there.
rude. Yeah. Oops. Mom, I hope you're not watching this. Because a funny thing is that even if you are a grown man, whenever your mother yells at you, you get scared like you were back to the 5th grade again.
It's that psychological connection that's back there. All of a sudden gets triggered. Like, oh my God, I'm tiny. How did I become so small? My mother is much shorter than me, but if she gets upset, all of a sudden
I
feel
don't want that Tasmanian devil to be upset with me. And you know, I'm 25 years old, I have a job for a long while, I have a mortgage to pay, I have a wife. But whenever I'm back home for Christmas, for example, and I hear, "Take out the trash!" I just run and and try to hide myself somewhere, perhaps, but eventually I have to take out the trash. That's the universal rule about all mothers, I imagine. But anyway, she cooks so well that it's worth coming back home for Christmas, and not only for her cooking. So anyway, here we have, spawning the bottom right corner, he is GoOdy from ESC.
And in the top left-hand corner of our screen, we have Liquid TLO. You know, Liquid TLO.
That took a nosedive, but it was, eventually correct. It is TLO, and you may get excited about him as we are, or you may not. By the way, a very interesting feature of this map is you have rocks in between your natural and your potential third, as well as this rock tower. The rock tower is an addition. If you haven't known that already, watching Heart of the Swarm games, rock tower is something that just falls down. you can just destroy it, and it will create a pile of rocks here, so you block off your third. But with the rocks here between the natural and the third, it's just, well, you can just seal yourself off completely, but that's not really wanted.
Yep, so a little bit more work needed to take this third at the bottom area by taking out both, but GoOdy tends to take that inner base because he is because he is a meowing cat. No, because he's got a really good position for the tanks in the central area. And,
what about his very fast gas? So can we tell viewers more about it? GoOdy
what do you have to say particularly about the fast gas?
Yeah, I think, GoOdy went for a very fast gas, so he fully intends on some nice Reaper harassment. However, this is not the same build that he was doing the last game. He is going for orbital command. Now, the breakpoint of that is when he didn't go for the second pair of Raxes. Second pair of Raxes would mean that the orbital command is later, and he would just go with a ton of Reapers. Now he'll just play one Reaper, try to force his opponent into some defensive stance, and after that he'll just continue producing Marines.
Yep, and the beauty about the Reaper, it's so fast, gets across the map, you can get in and out of the Zerg base, and keep your Reaper alive and get a full scout on everything that's going on. So, I mean, Reaper opening's just very strong in general, and in most matchups, not even just in TVZ right now, just because of that utility.
And someone just joined the stream and says, yes, this evening's program is set. I hope it is, guys, because this Kaspersky series is just going to be epic. Every single series will have a bigger prize pool. This is why it's called Kaspersky Arena. And well, we are excited to see what games are about to happen. We will have 4 different best of 5s, and by the way, just as a cherry on top, we will have a free Heart of the Swarm copy for you after we finish with this.
Yep, why only watch the game when you could watch it and then play it? So that's exactly what I'm doing. As soon as I'm done casting, I'll be definitely jumping into some Heart of the Swarm playing.
Yep. And we have GoOdy going for an expansion and also Armory, so he'll be going for some Hellbat play, I believe, or will he just fool us and fool us into thinking he's going Hellbat? No, I'm quite sure he'll be going Hellbat. Although,
it's a Thor drop. It's got to be a Thor drop. It's the only way.
You think so?
It's a joke. No, I don't think so at all. It's a complete joke.
That could work. A 4 drop, I don't think it would work. However, there was a strategy where build order was very similar to what GoOdy is doing right now, and it was a 4 rush. And you would just rush up and try to surprise your opponent with a proxy 4. And oh, the Zergling comes in and he sees the expansion. Oh my god, let us just confirm that. TLO actually saw the building command center. This scouting information is huge for him.
But he didn't see the armory. Saw the expansion, but he didn't see the armory. So that was a very near miss for GoOdy. At least he has some of his plan not completely revealed.
Why
do you have to be very careful with TLO because he only needs a little bit of information. He's going to figure out everything you're doing.
Why do you say near miss? I think it was a near hit because he nearly saw it. And if
I know it's a very, very strange terminology. I don't know why it's called a near miss, but I do know that's what it's called.
Yeah.
It's a strange, like, little colloquialism, and I don't know exactly why it's called that. It just sort of is.
All right.
We got a push coming out in the meantime. With a couple of Hellbats Marines. Got some repairing action likely going on.
So instead of going for a drop, because the Hellbats have too big of a backside to fit into a medevac nowadays, you just go for a push, just walk them through the map. And will this spine crawler be able to hold it up? One of them goes down, but the second one is, well, nice and destroyed as well, even though SCVs did their best job to try and repair it. Now, do you think TLO will hold this easily, or will he just surrender to this force?
Oh, there's no way he's going to surrender. He's got 10 roaches on the way, and he's got ventral sacks as well, so he's opening the opportunity to drop if he sees it. TLO, not a player to lock into his strategy and say something like, alright, well, I'm dropping no matter what. It's always going to be testing out, seeing, and opening his options to him. If he sees the opportunity, he's going to take it. And very likely we are going to see some drop play. With these roaches, he should be okay.
Alright, guys, and oh, the Hellbats are nice, but I think roaches are just nicer, and the roaches want to hack Hellbats, and the Hellbats cannot surrender them. They are not so smart right now. They have to run away, although we have a couple more Hellbats that are being misrallied. Uh-oh.
A little bit suicidal there. They're just like, I don't want to live anymore.
No.
Going towards the roaches. No, don't do it.
And by the way, TLO just sneaks in an overload inside GoOdy's base, and he will see everything. GoOdy has his expansion operational. He has another command center being built that will allow him for some nice replenishment of the workers. That's a nice way to play.
Oh wow, all of his forces though up on top of the ramp. He lifts off in time, but had he not paid attention that quickly, he could have got some serious damage on that base.
Exactly like you said, Jack, there is going to be a drop. Uh-oh.
Yep, he's loading up for it now. He's sending the overlords, the stream, the ant-like march across the map of the overlords and all of the units. He'll be able to get right into the main. There's nothing over here to defend. I don't think he's caught too much of this, except that there is one Viking, and it's flying out.
Oh, and the Viking will see it. And more than that, he can shoot on the overlords as much as he likes, because there is nothing that can shoot up in the army composition of TLO except that queen that just dropped of an overlord.
Is that the only queen? Is he dropping queens?
Yeah, who's messing with my children? And oh, we have some nice Zerglings being morphed there. 10 Banings. That's a nice little number. if he would go for a nice attack and then try to drop banelings into the mineral line, it's a very old tactics from Wings of Liberty. We haven't seen it a lot recently, but we'll see what happens, guys. Okay, the banelings are there, the roaches are there. What will happen now?
I love that he throws one Overlord that's empty out in front of the rest of them. He's losing them. He's dropping right on top of all the units. The SCVs are not going down, but they're incredibly low. It's GoOdy GG's.
Yes.
Play.
And GoOdy says GG, although what I think he meant was holy shit, because this was too much Zerg in one batch, and I was slightly concerned with the siege tanks up the high ground, but eventually it just seems that this nice baneling splat did enough damage. I don't think that GoOdy was expecting a baneling drop. He saw roaches and he saw a queen, so he kinda expected that, yeah, I should keep my marines clumped up so they are not as easily surrounded, and he did that. And then 2 banelings done. All the marines were just steaming puffs of acid and dust on the ground.
Absolutely.
Alright, guys. So, again, let us go into a 3-minute commercial break, after which next game should be hosted. By the way, after the stream is ended, after 4 best of 5s, we will have a free Heart of the Swarm giveaway for the live viewers, so don't go anywhere. You're watching GoOdy TV. My name is Yegwen, with me casting is the Jack Attack. By the way, someone on the chat said the nicest thing I have heard today, and I think I have heard this week. Yegwin makes the sad days go away with his casts. Oh my god, that grasped me by my heart. This is so awesome to hear that, guys. I work really hard to become a professional casters. We both are with Jack Attack. We intend to become professional casters, and we're doing our best. We're working our asses off to make sure this community has some more casters to offer, and just grows and grows and grows and becomes better and stronger until it eats us.
Or all of the other bad things in the world.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Us among that. So anyway, there have been some questions on the chat. One of them was, how often do you broadcast matches? We usually have 3 shows a week. You can go to our Facebook page and you can check the event calendar there. It is made available for public view. I just pasted the link on the chat. And you know, you can just anticipate when the next show is going to be, and after every single show we give away a free Heart of the Swarm copy for the audience. So if you're watching us, your odds just keep increasing. Yeah. Alright guys, anyway, you're an awesome audience. I love casting for you. There is nothing that could stop me from doing that, and I hope that in some days, oh by the way, I don't want to jinx it, but I applied to be a community streamer for DreamHack. That would be awesome to stream.
That would be so cool.
Yeah. So anyway, I mean, we will have so many things to cast. We have our $1,000 monthly league also planned ahead with so many nice players like Nercho, GoOdy, Snoot, Cass, Wytra. I mean, I could keep going about that, but the game is about to start, and in fact it is already up. And here we have, spawning in the top right corner of Cloud Kingdom, his name is Liquid TLO.
And in the bottom left-hand corner of our screen, we have ESC's GoOdy.
Woohoo!
All right.
Right on. All right.
And there was a question in the chat that I wanted to, while we're getting warmed up, that I wanted to ask. Someone asked, like, how do you spread creep? Like, how do professional players spread creep? Like, how is it actually done? And in Heart of the Swarm, there are 2 major ways that it was done. In Wings of Liberty, there were 3. You could do it with control groups, with camera location keys, or you could do it all manually. Now, the reason why you can't spread the creep with control groups anymore in Heart of the Swarm is because of the animation. It takes too long for one creep tumor to turn into, to move on into the next creep tumor. So control groups are
the Overload dance!
often.
Yes, Overload dance! Oh, so sweet! Whee! Whoopty-doopty, whoopty-doopty.
That's a pretty good one.
Thank you, TLO. This made my day. Yeah. Back to
yeah, so you can still do it with camera location keys, but most of the professional players that I have talked to still just do it manually, meaning just click on the mini-map, control click on the creep tumors, and spread the creep. Just having the presence of mind to go there and do it often is really the trick.
And we see GoOdy again going for this very fast refinery. Going for refinery that fast sometimes make you stop the worker for production for a while, but I think this time GoOdy went for the gas where he doesn't need to stop the worker production, just enough to have for perhaps a Reaper, maybe a nice little reactor on the racks, but it is a Reaper.
Yep, and we're gonna see how things come out from here, if it's gonna be the fancy Reaper build that we see so often from GoOdy. TLO going with the hatchery
fast hatchery. Yes, thank you.
God.
Thank you
Man,
for pointing out that so exciting fact. Yeah.
So often. But yeah, Cloud Kingdom's the map that's going to be really nice for the Reaper play because you have that big ridge all the way on the left side.
Oh, and he's dancing with the Overlord again. This is so adorable. I love this Overlord dance. They would probably ban you for using that in a Kespa tournament, but because you are even... well, that's no joke. I think that there was a tournament where players said good luck, have fun, and they got warned for that. You are not even able to say good luck, have fun on the chat.
Yep. Yeah.
So
after some match fixing incidents in Kespa, they no longer allow chat unless the absolute necessary chat in the games.
I don't imagine how you could fix a match with good luck, have fun, but you know, have fun, good luck means okay, I'm going to win this, you take the next one. Anyway, let's drop the topic, it's getting too hairy, so so let's skip to the game itself. Who we have here? So let's check. I'm just wondering, will TLO go for a fast third base, or will we see a 2-base play of him?
It's kind of hard to tell right now. Really what we're looking for is the gases to come down. If we see a lot of gases come down, then it's more likely he'll be making a 2-base push. We do have this 4 Reaper attack coming in though, that GoOdy uses over and over again, and many times to great success. He might be able to get a queen here.
4 Reapers and a queen may go down. However, he targets the one who had more health, and there is not enough energy for a transfuser, guys. This is getting ugly, and the Zerglings are dead, or at least most of them. Yes, the last one also went down, and the queen goes up here, and I think the Reapers will just go for the natural. This is so damn uncomfortable for TLO right now.
Yep, he's forced into making 12 Zerglings. I'm sure that he would like more drones in this situation. And he's going up to 6 Reapers here.
Whoa.
This is actually very aggressive and a little bit more uncommon than what we usually see. One of them goes down a little bit aggressive. He says, I've got 6 Reapers and I can kill anything. Said, well, you still have to be careful. Yeah. Jumps up the cliff. Like I said before, Cloud Kingdom really great for the Reaper play, and probably why he's decided to go for this huge Reaper attack with the very many Reapers.
Health and safety, the priority above all, guys. Now the Reapers need to heal. I like the fact how GoOdy is just swinging back and forth between the natural and the main. This is looking so awesome. And the Zerglings are here. They're trying to surround the Reapers, but no, not in the world. So you could say, okay, he didn't get a queen. He didn't do all that much damage. Now notice, how many workers does TLO have? He has 27 against 26, and he was forced to produce a ton of Zerglings. Now, normally at this stage of the game, the Zerg would have many more. TLO has been forced into playing 2-base, and of course GoOdy knows that. So GoOdy, what he needs to do now is just defend. If he manages to defend the push that's coming his way, and it's going to be a Baneling Bust.
They're coming in right now. We have a Baneling Nest that just completed. He's going to be able to take out. Oh, he's going to take out this bunker in time.
That wasn't a smart. And the Reapers. Oh my! I thought that the bunker will go.
Reaper.
Yes, I thought that the bunker will go down and the Reapers would then get surrounded by Zerglings, but no, he just jumps back and forth, and so many Zerglings go down. I'm not even sure that this Baneling Bust will work now.
Yeah, that's the kind of Reaper play that I love to see. When I first heard that the Reaper was coming out, this is the kind of action I was hoping to see in Wings of Liberty. Now getting to see it in Heart of the Swarm is really nice.
Trying to take down that Baneling, but not succeed too much about it. The Zerglings are trying to cut off them from any reinforcements, from trying to surround them, although it's very hard, and Reapers just do troll face, and two of them just got destroyed, and the last one...
a lot of units. He doesn't have any tanks, he just got this one bunker. He's going to be evacuating the natural and trying to hold on to this.
Not looking so good for TLO, sorry, for GoOdy right now, and TLO behind this takes his third. Awesome.
Yeah, it's really strong play. TLO is ahead in almost every possible way right now, and GoOdy is building SCVs at his natural. Okay.
Well, that SCV...
he's gonna try to hold it.
Well, that SCV wasn't very happy about the fact that you just mentioned. Yeah, and we have a siege tank. Unfortunately, those Zerglings don't have the mutation from the campaign that they are able to jump cliffs. They are not like Reapers. And it seems that every single unit here will get taken down, and TLO has to retreat with the remainder of his force, and he goes for another hatchery. So cool. So awesome.
Yep. Four bases to 2 is going to be really rough for GoOdy. This is usually the situation we do see GoOdy in, though. GoOdy is very comfortable playing 1 base down from a Zerg, or even 2 bases down from a Zerg. He's, you know, more of a build very, very strong units, very close, tight-knit kind of a deal, rather than the wide, spread out, taking over the map of TLO here.
Yep. And so let's sum up what is happening. So we had a lot of action. Now let's go down to the facts that will win the whole war instead of just one battle. We have GoOdy, of course, going for mech. Does that surprise anyone by now? I don't think so. And what is he going for? Also double armory, so he will be going for heavy upgrades. He doesn't go for any bio upgrades, so I think it's safe to say that we'll be seeing some nice Hellbat siege tank composition. And as David Kim recently stated, there are so many options of doing that, because you could say, oh yeah, you just need to make Hellbat and siege tanks. However, many players tend to just try to make it work in different ways. They would go for mass siege tank with just some Hellbat support, and they will rely on siege tanks to soak up the damage. Some players will go for majority of Hellbats and then just some siege tank support. Anyway, it's very interesting to see how GoOdy will play it out. Mech just got so much more interesting in Heart of the Swarm.
Absolutely. And what is TLO going to do in this case? Oh, he's just going to take another base. He's like, oh wait, you're on 2 bases and I'm on 4? I guess I'll take my 5th base now.
Yeah.
And, I mean, what is the worker count? It's 72 to 60, so GoOdy is keeping up, but the issue is, I mean, you can't really use 60 workers on 2 bases. A lot of those workers are not being utilized at all right now.
And there are force being produced as well as siege tanks and Hellbats. Yes, so it seems for now GoOdy is trying to make a backbone of his army, majority of which will consist of Hellbats. Okay, pretty awesome. And what do we have? Centrifugal hooks for the banelings and some nice skirmish between Marines and Roaches. Marines have to evacuate. Sorry, this one has 7 hit points left, which would translate to a jumping leg with a rifle attached to it. And now the rest of the Marines just get surrounded, and it seems TLO has nice control over the whole map.
Yep, he's really trying to hurt this expansion as much as he can, while he can. He's got some Roaches and Zerglings gearing up to deal a little bit more damage to the 3rd here. GoOdy looks like he'll be able to defend it as long as he can get his siege tanks in position in time. It looks like he will.
Uh-oh, and yeah, another very good moment to engage for
TLO.
TLO.
Looks like he's going for it here.
Is this...
He's trying to move in.
Is this a good decision, mate? Uh-oh, all of his Roaches are getting focused and he realizes, but it's too late. The cost of this engagement was too great. He has to back away. Only 4 Roaches remaining. Of course, in the background, he has a plethora of bases. He also goes for Hive and Spire. Will he switch to Broodlords? Oh my god, that will be so interesting to watch.
Yeah, I definitely think he's going to be moving into the Broodlord tech here. He's just over and over again. He's just buying himself time. He's getting so many bases that he doesn't need to make the most cost-efficient battle decisions. He can trade and trade and trade, and he can always be up as far as the units are concerned.
And he does go indeed for the Greater Spire, guys. Here we have it on our screens. Greater Spire is up and running, and I'm just kinda worried because it seems that GoOdy, with so many new mech advantages, is able to deal with the Broodlord Infestor army quite easily. But then again, I'm kinda curious to see how TLO makes it work.
Yeah, TLO has made the Broodlords work very, very many times before. He's got 10 Corruptors on the way and 4 Infestors, so he's really committing to this. And the creep is, as usual, everywhere.
Yeah.
Absolutely everywhere.
I think it
So
takes
great to
up
see this.
more space on the map right now than it doesn't.
I definitely think that is the case. One person in chat mentioned, "I will not be satisfied until the entire map is purple," and maybe we will see that this game.
Yeah. I mean, this is very similar to how Bly, for example, spreads his creep, and many people are not able to deal with that. And also, I saw TLO doing this while he was streaming, that he would place down a hatchery somewhere at random on the map. But anyway, we have the major engagement here. What a fungal landing on top of all of those Hellbats. Now we are seeing divided army by GoOdy. Oh no, they
That
went
really
just
hurts.
a different direction. No, this hurts too much. And GoOdy trying to secure this position, of course, as always. He's trying to play chess, but will it work this way? The Widow Mines are at the ready and they just want to burrow their claws into the ground and shoot down some missiles.
Got a lot of Broodlords coming out right now. We have a Broodlord flank coming from the bottom area. We have Broodlords and Infestors over closer to the 4th base, and this is just going to be really tough to deal with.
Uh-oh, GoOdy just losing siege
So
tanks.
so many mines. They're not going to be able to run away from that.
Oh! Wow, explosions and nice CGI effects as well. We need to give credit to Blizzard for making this game so entertaining. Now all the siege tanks were destroyed really, and TLO just taking this game again in his boss mode.
Yeah, it's just really difficult to rebuild that mech army once you've lost it, and GoOdy was out in the push and he got taken down.
Will anyone be able to stop TLO this evening? If he wins this game, then he has just won 300 euros, and he will move up to play another guy. Another day, another guy, another victory, another fortune on my Swiss bank account.
Yeah, maybe he does have a bank account in Switzerland to store all of his money that he makes. But yeah, he could be taking home 1,000 euros tonight.
Yes, if he's good enough. And is GoOdy not good enough? Oh my god, this would be mind-blowing. Alright, TLO going in for the kill, although I'm not sure if it's a good idea. He wants to plant down one nice fungal, but he's not able to. Wow, he landed straight on top of the Widow Mines. This is so huge. The Widow Mines go down and they have been the main threat. And right now TLO will just move forward. Another nice fungal will drop somewhere, I'm sure. And the 4 with high impact payload will not be able to deal enough damage to clear this off. And it seems even though TLO was defending his top expansion, which by the way he lost, he has a huge number advantage by now. And GoOdy is just on his back foot, and we have a GG. Nice.
Played.
And TLO takes another series 3-1. What can we say? What can we say?
Well, we can say that the next match coming up, who is that? I know we have X-Lord in there somewhere.
Oh, yes.
And Hasuab's also, is that correct?
Oh, that would be nice.
Who's
Alright,
gonna stop
chat.
TLO?
So we'll be having the games in probably around 5 minutes, because TLO has to take a break. He has to morph into a Zerg egg and then regenerate, and once he morphs into TLO with Bailing creep all over him, then he will be able to take the next series even further. So far, his play was stellar. GoOdy, by the way, one of the strongest players of Heart of the Swarm. I was surprised to see TLO taking this serious, but then he has won a lot of good games recently, and he just seems to be on his go. So, where were we? Yes, a short break. Guys, remember that after the stream we are giving a free Heart of the Swarm copy, so stay until the very end, until the bitter end, until the last drop of blood. And you know, you can also follow us on Twitter, on Twitch, on YouTube, on Facebook. You can find the links there. And right now it's time for our break to catch something to drink.